Guys, so I've been out for a follow-up visit at the doctor's this morning, and things are moving along. I am on the east side of town today and just following a truck down the road with a load of branches and things. This is day 9, I think, of the Iowa, how do you say that word? It's like Spanish in, I don't speak Spanish, but it's Derecho instead of Derecho. It's spelled like Derecho, it's Derecho, whatever. So that's what we had here in Iowa. It's a mess, let me tell you. The trees are down everywhere. We still do not have electricity, imagine that. And I'm gonna go from the east side to the west side here. I'm gonna head towards the river. This is Edgewood Road. It's a major road that goes across the river here in Cedar Rapids. And you can see all the trees and branches and things that are down here along this road. Because it just came through and ripped everything. Just ripped the tops off of everything. It's like a tornado or a hurricane, but it's so wide it just takes miles and miles and miles of stuff. So you can see all of this stuff along the side of the road here. Just crazy. And this is the bridge that goes over the Cedar River down here. And then once we're across the bridge, we'll be on the west side of town. See that patch through there where the trees are all topped off? And then down here in the river bottom is our Ellis Park, which is just devastated. This is our education center up there on the hill. I don't know if they got any of their trees hit or not. But yeah, it's citywide, guys. It's citywide and looking pretty bad. So I'm gonna head over. I got a few things to do. I need to pick up some information and try to figure out what I'm going to do about some tree removal stuff, because I need a crane. This is not small tree stuff. This is big tree stuff, and I need a crane. So I'll check in with you later. So I'm just going to do a voiceover here. We are going to speed things up and drive around the city some so that you can see just how massive this storm is and how it has impacted all areas of Cedar Rapids. When I was watching the news, and yes, I can see just local broadcast news with the hook up to my generator, it said that we had wind forces of 140 miles an hour. 140 miles an hour. Insane. And what happens is it comes and it rips across the tops of everything. So if you look at the trees in my backyard, it is just bare wood where you look up so high and then it takes the tops right off of it. Well, my 2 trees in the backyard are like 50-foot old growth trees. I have a sunburst locust that I really would like to save. The guys came out and looked at it today and said that even if they trim it up, it might be leaning too far in one direction, and it's got limbs that go right over the service entrance that comes into our house. So that tree may have to come all the way down, which just makes me sick because it's the only real shade tree that we have for our house. And then we have another ash tree, which is sitting on top of our garden shed. And so it's got to come down because the garden shed has to be dismantled and rebuilt. And, the branches that already came down and took the roofing off of the patio and knocked holes in the siding that was around the patio area. We've cleared those, cut them, stacked them on the curbing, and I have 2 barrels of just, piddly little branch stuff out there that I just went around and picked up. Probably took me 2 days of cleaning that kind of stuff. So, and then when the guys came, they said, well, they've got to get their big equipment through. So we had to go talk to the neighbor and see if it was okay if we came across their property, because you can't access everything. What I have to have is a crane. They're going to be bringing in this huge crane because these branches are so big. They have to cut them in little chunks and take a crane up and chunk that stuff out. And it's going to be a massive project just to get my 2 trees in the backyard finished. So thankfully, these guys out of Minnesota, I had done a middle of the night with my cell phone. Thank goodness I've got cellular. Was able to contact this company, and they came out first thing this morning. Didn't even try to contact me by phone. The guys pulled up with some equipment out front, and we walked around the property, and I showed him what the situation was. And he said that he would be getting me on their agenda. They're supposed to be emailing me the information. So, we've got that much work in process. My son and his friend have volunteered to come and help me clear out the debris on the patio this weekend. I'm just hoping that the temperatures stay cool enough that we can do it without anybody passing out. The weather is supposed to be changing. We've got multiple things coming in. There's supposed to be a storm on Saturday, and it's also supposed to be turning hot again. So I'm not looking forward to either one of those prospects. Since we don't have the electricity back on, I'm concerned for my husband, who is a cancer patient, and I really don't want him suffering at all. I just want him comfortable. So I'm doing my best to keep the place comfortable by cooling it down at night and closing up during the day and keeping the cool in. So anyway, these are just pictures of the city. This is just a drive. I've sped it up about twice fast, so if you need to slow things down to take a look at it, you can. You have controls down below. If you're on a computer, you can slow things down in YouTube. But I wanted to share because I want to get the word out. On my other video, I had posted a whole bunch of links for people, connections where they can go and find information, resources. There are Facebook groups that are formed where there's all kinds of information being posted, and I'll try to put a link down below for that Facebook group. If you have family in the area that are looking for support and just have questions they want to ask, they can go there, and there's always somebody, checking it out and answering questions. from things like, how do I get this smell out of my refrigerator, to I've got an 80-year-old woman with the service entrance down, who do I call? So, yeah, that's where we are. That's what's going on. I hope you're enjoying seeing this. I mean, it's not really an enjoyable video, but it's newsworthy, and I just don't see this kind of stuff on the news. And so that's why I thought,
thank you.
This is one way that I could help get the word out, because number one, I don't know today if anything happened because I've been busy running around. I had to get those extra power cords for the generator because we were tripping the overload switch, and I needed a heavier duty. If you're gonna hook something up, make sure you've got cord. I recommend as heavy as you can go, maybe a 10 gauge, 12 gauge, something like that, because you're running a refrigerator, or so you need to have the right kind of power cords, not just any extension cord running out of that generator. So I think we had like lighter weight, maybe 16 gauge, and it just wasn't enough to carry the load. So I was able to locate 2 of those. I took the last 2 off of the shelf at the West Side Menards. Sorry guys, I hope they get some more in. But that's kind of what's going on. Don't know what else I can tell you guys. There's a whole list in the Cedar Rapids Gazette about charging places, that kind of thing. I do need to find a place tomorrow that has Wi-Fi, because I tried to find some place where I could print documents and things from my phone and just send it to a printer here locally. I haven't found anything like that yet. So everything's a struggle. Everything is a struggle. So I don't want to whine, because there are so many that have it so much worse than me, but just, it's realistic. It is real. This is day 10. I'm getting tired, and I just wish some of this would start to turn around and I could start seeing the light of day. So anyway, I think I'm heading back home here now. Going to give you the end of this video. Hopefully it will come to pass, as they say. I was watching the news earlier, and we're supposed to be getting electricity soon. Bye.